In the past few days, there's been a move by authorities to allay the fears of the public, sparked by the recent death of a 40-year-old Patrick Sawyer, the Liberian, due to Ebola virus. Now, the special advisor to the Lagos State Government on Public Health, Dr. Yewande Adesina, said it's not necessary to close the Nigerian borders, but what's more pertinent to understand is to understand the disease and take precautionary measures. The Ebola disease has claimed about 670 lives, and that's according to WHO figures, and since it broke out in Guinea early this year, and is currently endemic in Guinea, Liberia, and Sierra Leone. Our correspondent, Mary Alale Yusuf, reports.
The disease first broke out in 1976 near the Ebola River in the Democratic Republic of Congo. But this is the first time it's been experienced on this scale. In spite of this seemingly despairing news, if vigilance is exercised, one can avoid getting it.
There is the concern about Ebola being airborne. It is not airborne. If someone has Ebola and is talking to another person, that other person is not going to catch the Ebola virus. The contact is very critical. Contact of the sick person. You can't catch Ebola in the market because that person will not be able to walk. The person is really, really sick. So they won't go to the barber's shop. They won't go to the beauty salon. They won't come and do manicure and pedicure. They will not go shopping. They are very sick, in bed, can't move.
There are a couple of symptoms that would give Ebola away.
He has fever. You don't know that it's not malaria, and then by the time you know where you are, you have contacted it. So I think we should all be on the alert and then report or go to the hospital whenever there is fever, especially severe fever associated with bleeding. That is what gives it away. Fever associated with bleeding into the gums, bleeding under the skin, bloody diarrhea. If you have any relation with that kind of symptoms, I think this is best taken to the hospital.
Precautions are rudimentary.
If you can wear gloves, better. Gloves. If you can't, then wash your hands. But there's really nothing to panic about.
Nigeria's first case of Ebola arrived in the form of 40-year-old Patrick Sawyer, a Liberian national who came in a work-related capacity. He died of the disease after several days, but Lagos health authorities say all who came in contact with him are under surveillance and are still healthy. The question remains, how prepared are we as a country to handle this onslaught? And can we beat the scourge that kills 9 out of 10 sufferers?
We've increased our surveillance and vigilance at the airport, and we're doing extra things to make sure that anyone that's coming in, we can track them regardless of where they're going. And I know that the federal government has instituted programs at Abuja Airport and Kano Airport and all the other ports.
The incubation period for Ebola could be as short as 2 days or as long as 3 weeks. That means that sometime in the second week of August, we'll know if we beat this invasion. But in the meantime, remember this. Ebola can only be spread by an obviously sick individual. Mary Alale Yusuf, Channels Television News.